I'm going to spin a few balls for you right now so you can kind of see some different things, and hopefully you'll be able to see the rotation of the ball and be able, when you watch your youngster throw a curveball, you'll be able to tell by the rotation of the ball, and not by watching his hand because that moves too fast, but if you can watch the rotation of the ball and work your way backwards to his delivery, you'll be able to make a true assessment of possible fixes that might work for you. I'm going to throw the Little League curveball for you first. And one of the big mistakes when you first start to teach this, you remember we talked about finding the equator, having a big fat finger on one side and our thumb on the other, little finger going underneath. One of the problems the kids have is they'll grab the top of the ball. And so we want to have the equal amount of the ball on top of our hand and an equal part on the bottom. It's kind of like an iceberg, okay? We got a little bit up here and a bunch down here, but we're going to go half and half. And I'm going to, basically Jill will be able to monitor the rotation. I'm going to throw the ball into the pad, and I want you to watch the rotation on this first one. On this first one, I am going to do a very typical Little League manipulation and make the ball break. I want you to watch, if you can, the rotation of the ball. Now you notice how my hand finished when I finished that base. I stopped my hand. I finished in a supinated position. I rotated my hand like I was opening a doorknob. The rotation of the ball was on a 3 to 6 or 9 to 3 rotation. And now what I'm going to do is basically keep my wrist in line with my forearm, and I'm going to pull straight down through the ball, and we'll see a different rotation. And if you notice, my hand finished in a more of a pronated position as I threw that baseball, and the ball, the back of the ball had, much like when you throw a football, a little spiral, a little dot on the back of the ball. That's what you're looking for. So again, bigger is not better. In this case, we're trying to make this ball break small. The purpose of this is to give the Little Leaguer a little bit of something to use in his game, referencing the point that we go fastball command first, change-up development second, but if we neglect this third pitch, and if you wait, I've had a number of people whose parents have waited until their kid is 17, 18 years old to get them to learn to throw a curveball, and it makes it very difficult for them to move to the highest level if that's what you aspire to. Let's go to a regular curveball now, and I am going to hook my wrist on this one, a common teach. I am going to get on top. I am going to feel like I'm going to pull the ball down in front of me instead of letting the spin bring the ball into the strike zone. I am going to pull it down, and I want you to watch at times the normal exit where this ball leaves and where it ends up. In that case right there, as I threw that breaking ball, that ball exited my hand over my knuckle. It never had a chance to work to the proper side of the plate, which for me, on the pitching pad, for a left-handed pitcher would be in the black part, preferably number 5, okay, would be perfect for me. But that ball right there had no chance. It exited my hand. It had okay spin, but it never had a chance to bite and get where it's supposed to be. I'm going to see if I can do one correctly now. A lot of pressure on me here. I'm going to take my grip. Remember, I'm going to try and create some tension through my middle finger. I'm going to let the middle finger do the proper work. The thumb has very little to do to it. I'm going to come through and throw. And I got pretty close to the 5 right there. If you notice, my hand finished in a pronated position. It's something that can be taught. I've used it with some young kids, and they like it. Dr. Marshall, Mike Marshall is the one that has been promoting this for a long time. I don't know if he realizes that a lot of the conventional delivery people already do this, that you don't need to use a particular delivery to do this. It can be done conventionally, and there are ways that you can help yourself. Understand, as I'm throwing this baseball, I'm going to pronate my hand on a curveball right now, and that's what you see right there. That was a good spinning curveball that I just threw right now. If I could throw it into the lens, I would, but what I have here is that's my curveball right there as I finish. And this is what you see a lot of the healthy pitchers when they finish. This arm is rag loose at the end, and you have this action to the baseball, and you actually are creating, as I go to throw, as I'm throwing this baseball, I'm actually creating some more additional hand speed to the ball in my position as I go to rotate. Again, as Ron and I have talked about numerous times, don't focus on, I'm not doing this with my elbow. That is not what's happening. This is actually happening at the origin, which is my shoulder is making the movement as I rotate, and it fits right into what the old timers used to tell us. show us your wallet, show us your wallet, show us the back of your shoulder, show us the back of your shoulder. They had it right. They understood the ability to rotate this way, to carry it, and rotate it back, and this type of action fits right into what they advocate.